me beautiful master consultant Symren with me, and Symren is in Barrie, Ontario, where there is going to be a one of the New World Practitioner, the whole kit and
Yeah.
caboodle will be there. Hey, all the courses, the whole life coach, the Wolfe Non-Surgical, the Braveheart Circle, and the pelvic course.
Yes, we're
But
so
we're here,
excited to have you guys.
but we're here to talk about water fasting. We're
Yes.
here to talk about water fasting. Tell me, Simran, what do you know about water fasting? Didn't you just finish one?
Yes, I actually just finished my very first 6-day advanced water fast. I'm very proud of myself for making it through the 6 days. The first day
Congratulations.
was thank you. The first day, well, a little background, I have done 3 in the past.
Yeah.
I did a 5-day one back in December, and then roughly 2 weeks ago, I did a 3-day water fast, and then last week I did a 3-day water fast, and then this week I did a full 6 days. So,
The full advanced.
yeah. Yeah,
So
and it
before
was
we get started, can you tell me us what what's the difference between a water fast and an advanced water fast? Because I know that there's a huge difference.
yes, very big difference. So a water fast is just drinking water, nothing else. But the advanced water fast, you have the support of the Doc of Detox nutraceuticals. So whether that be the Merigen, the Ormus minerals, Sononian minerals, the Son formula, IGF-1 300,000. There's so many products that you
Black
can.
diamond.
Yes, black diamond crystals, black gold. Um, there's also Ocean's Essentials I've been taking. But there from the very first one I did, I didn't use the products. I was using some of them, but not, and I wasn't doing it properly because I didn't realize you can't have the daily cleansing tea, which I recently learned. So I was like, okay, so that's why this one was like a proper full 6-day advanced water fast, because I made sure I researched it, not just going off of basic, like a few things I heard. Um, so that was really, really good this time because my energy levels were a lot better than
Mm-hmm.
before. Oh, you can also take the thunder mushrooms.
The thunder shrooms.
Yeah, the thunder shrooms. um,
Where
so
did you do the research for your advanced water fast? Where
I
did you find that information?
I was all over the Doc of Detox library, watching everything, listening to everything, so like to make sure I did it properly, because
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to have that full body reset. Because I know how good I felt from just the 3 days that I did. But I wanted to do a full 6 days and allow my body to fully kind of clean up everything. And I'm only like almost 26, but there's still a lot that as a 26-year-old you can have build up inside of you. So um, it's it was a really, really great experience for me. Um, the the first day was pretty brutal for myself.
The
And
first day.
yeah, usually,
Really?
yeah, because I also, I have my microneedling license, so I have all the products, like all the tools and stuff. So I microneedled my face on the night before I started my 6-day water fast.
Okay.
So that agitated a lot of stuff and toxins were coming out, and I woke up and my lymph nodes were like swollen, and I was like, "Mom, I feel awful." She's like, "Just clap, like start clapping and everything." And I was taking my um what's it called? My iodine,
Yeah.
because that always helps me when I have a sore throat or anything. So I was taking
The
that.
infant iodine is amazing.
I
15
love
seconds.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been doing um 20 sprays a day,
Yeah.
and just keep everything balanced and like keep me healthy and everything. Also
Absolutely.
the
It's
C60s.
so important.
Yes.
Mhm.
I'm I love all of those products. I'm literally obsessed with the Talk of Detox products. Um, so yeah, so that was a lot of detox was happening here, because I like agitated my skin. And then I felt really like I just felt like throwing up, and I couldn't get that feeling to go away, and like
On
that's
the
never
first day?
yeah, and that's never happened to me
No.
any other time I've done it. And even just like when I was in the course, I did because some of the things that like were talked about when it came to the heart release and everything, because like the sternum and your solar plexus, and mine was very blocked.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of that stirred stuff up in me, but I didn't put myself first enough to go and do therapeutic vomiting because I'm like, there's no time. I have to do this. I have to do this. Like I'm needed in places. I can't do it.
Yeah.
But I realized I should have put myself first and I should have just done it. So that was like a few months ago.
That's
So this
music to my ears, Simran.
yeah.
Putting
So
yourself first.
yeah. So I'm learning. I'm doing it. It's happening finally. So I did it. I tried it on this first day of my water fast. I did feel like I could have kept going, but I didn't have any more water with me. So I just left it. And then I called Daryl the next day. I was like, so what do you do if you feel like you could have? He's like, well, you keep going. He's like, who was it? I was like, it was me. He's like, well, you should have got more water and you should have kept going. I was like, okay. He's like, you can't do it too much. As long as you have enough water in you, you can't do it too much. So I'm like, okay. So that day I didn't end up doing it. It was the next day I did it properly. Like I drank a bunch of water and then I had extra with me when I went to the bathroom and then I went to do it. And it took me a couple tries as well. But after that, I felt that was day 3 that I did it properly. And it made me feel so much better. I didn't feel like throwing up constantly after that. And it was just, it's crazy how like your emotions get stirred up inside of you and like what it can do to you.
Yeah.
But emotionally I feel really good and free. Um, there was a lot of years of stuff that I've probably been holding on to, so I could probably do it a few more times, but in terms of having that feeling in my stomach, it's gone. And then from day 2, I felt amazing.
Yeah.
Like it was just day 1 that was really rough. And usually day 2, I'm like, my stomach's growling. I'm like, I feel hungry, but
Yeah.
that didn't happen at all. And I didn't feel hungry until my fast was about to be done and I knew I could eat again. And I was like, okay, I'm really hungry now.
Funny how you think about that, right? You're just getting
Yeah.
ready. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I found when I was on Facebook and like you scroll and you just see like videos of food come up, like cooking videos. So I'd watch some and it that made me want food. I didn't feel hungry from watching it, but the desire to just eat it was there and I'm like your mind is a funny thing.
Isn't it a funny thing,
Yeah.
right? You see it, I mean, exactly, scrolling through and you see this and you're not hungry, but you're like, I need to eat that like
Like,
right now.
yeah.
That's going to make me happy. This, whatever they're making right here is going to make me happy. And
Yeah.
that's just your mind playing games, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So on your advanced water fast, most people seem to have sort of more of a reaction around day 3, day 4. So to hear you say that it was on the first day and then you felt amazing, that's really that's something that I've not heard of before. Which is, I mean, I haven't heard of a lot of things, so you know. But another thing, you would have supported it. Were you doing the ultimate enemas?
Yes, I was.
Okay,
I was doing
so
them at least once, if not twice a day.
So a lot of people, hey, when they hear enema, they're like, "Wait, what? You want me to
Yeah.
do what?"
Yeah.
You know, it's, well, no.
Honestly, I was that person and I was like, this is weird. I don't like this. But you feel so good after. Like like you just feel lighter and I don't know how to explain it. You just overall feel amazing after you do them. So like I love them now.
So you were doing one a day?
Yeah. So
Yes.
most of the time 2, but the first 5 days I was doing 1 to 2 a day.
Okay. So how did you like the ultimate enema? Definitely, it makes you feel better. Did you feel tired? So one of the suggestions that Dr. Daryl Wolfe makes is to close your eyes. take 10 minutes, take 5 minutes, take 20 minutes, and just let your body rest, right? Not to be the go, 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 go. And did you experience that did you need to do that? Did you feel you should have done that? Would you have liked to do it?
The 10 minutes of
Yeah,
just
you know how just spend some time, just quiet, eyes closed, letting your body heal, letting your body process.
I I found myself doing that kind of while I was doing an enema because I'd put on my meditation music and then just close my eyes and just kind of like do a 2 in 1.
Perfect. Perfect.
Um, but yeah, I was do the belly button therapy, which I haven't taken the time to be doing that as often as I should be, but it felt good to like do that for myself because I know it's helping. And like when you're not eating, you have so much more time because you don't have to spend the time cooking the food, then eating the food, then cleaning up, and like there's so many steps. So like to just be doing water, you have so much more time and energy because your energy is going to like healing and repairing your cells, not to break down the food you just ate. And if you overate, then you'll just feel even more sluggish.
Totally.
So, yeah.
So after you're just finished, how long has it been now? You finished a couple days?
I finished yesterday.
Okay. And how are you breaking that fast? How are you, and how are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling amazing. I broke the fast by well, I'm breaking the fast because like for a few days, I think they say it should be a week at least, like keep it kind of light, like ease yourself back into it. So fresh juices, my parents always buy um like stock the fridge with fresh juices from our local juicery, which you all will
Aren't
get to
you
try.
lucky you have a local juicery?
I love it. It's such a cute little place and they have different sizes. They even have like little um like booster shots.
Yeah.
So like lemon ginger, like they
Oh,
make
man.
like little juice shots for you.
Yeah.
Um they have smoothie bowls, they have so many things. But yeah, I love it. My parents always get like a bunch of juices from them, so our fridge is always full of juice because juicing yourself takes like 3 hours. So
Again.
nobody has that time.
Yeah.
Um, so I do that. And I'm gonna have like smoothies and salad, like big salads, just to kind of ease myself back into it. Because
Mhm.
I don't want to have anything too heavy because I'm probably gonna just feel sick because I've just been having water.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
So
that's my
so you've just been juicing. Um, did you take any bone broths of any sort? Did you take any vegetable broths? Did you start with that at all?
I didn't start with that. I kind of
Or I
like
mean,
do
like
that.
start your break?
Oh yeah, yeah. So my mom, she made either chicken broth or turkey bone broth, and
So
it's
was Easter.
so good. Yeah, yeah, I think it's turkey. So yeah, like turkey bone broth, and and I love it because it satisfies you, and
Yeah.
it's still a liquid, so it's not making your body work extra hard or anything.
Did you find one of the other recommendations is to be taking some sea salt? So, did you take that sea salt through your fast, or did you find like, for example, my daughter Asia, who you know, she'll be 15 here soon, and she just felt so much better when she had some vegetable broth or some bone broth with some salt in it. That was sort of her go-to. Did you
Oh,
notice that?
okay. Um, I'm pretty sure there was salt in this. Like my mom always seasons everything, so I think there was
Mhm.
salt in it. But throughout the water fast, I was doing everyday hot water with like pure salt in it, like yeah, sea salt. I do
Like in the
a
mornings?
teaspoon. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I do hot water with a teaspoon or quarter teaspoon.
Yeah.
I think it was quarter teaspoon into the hot water, and I was
Into
having.
like a big mason jar size,
Yeah,
a liter, or 16 ounces or
yeah, because I also found that helped if I did feel hungry, which I didn't this time, but in the past, um, it would help with the hunger feeling. Like just having hot water and the salt, it kind of gets it to go away.
so. Can you just talk me through your day on an advanced water fast?
Okay. So I'd wake up. I would have I'd have the Merigen in the morning. And then I would take my Infinite Iodine, my Oramus Minerals, Son Formula.
Did you chew up your Son formula or mulse it up into powder?
So that I actually found out towards the end of my water fast. I didn't know about that fact. Lorraine actually was the one who told me that it's better to either grind it up and put in your water or chew it. I was unaware of this. And I have Invisalign, so in the mornings I would just, because I'd have it in, I can't chew with it in anyways.
Yeah.
So I would just be taking it. But now that I know that I will be crushing it up or chewing it, but I wasn't during that because I learned
found when I did my advanced 6-day water fast, I was like, I get to eat my Son. And I would eat my Son and then I would chew it up and it tasted so delicious. And some people cannot stand the taste of it, but I'm like, I just love this so much. It's like my treat of the day.
That's so funny.
Anyway, okay, so you would take your Merigen, your Iodine, your Son formula.
Yep.
With hot water, right?
With hot water.
Yeah.
FiberClear, Sanonian, curcumin cayenne. And then
all of this you can take on in the advanced water fast.
Yeah, because it won't activate your digestive tract. And the black diamond crystals are very important because it's like the cleanup crew. It'll go in, capture everything that shouldn't be, or all the bad bacteria, and like kind of trap it into a cage, and then it stays in that until it exits you.
Which is important. Otherwise, you'll reabsorb all of those toxins.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of people get the healing crisis, right? As their body is reabsorbing it as it's heading out the door.
Yeah. So, and I really don't want that to happen because I'm trying to clean up, not have it just
not spread it around.
Yeah.
Like the wind blows when you sweep, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I love about the advanced water fast, and also the ultimate coffee enema, because you know that whatever is, like, even though the coffee's in your large intestine and everything and cleaning it up, you know it's not being reabsorbed somewhere else because the black diamond is in it, which makes it the ultimate. The black diamond and the black gold are in there to help make sure that that stuff gets out of you.
Yeah.
And it doesn't just go somewhere else in you.
Okay, so you have your black diamond in the hot water. Okay, and the other stuff, and then do you down that whole? What do you do? You're still in the kitchen in your pajamas.
Yeah, so I normally will have that while I'm actually getting my enema ready, and then because you have to get it to the right temperature, you don't want it too hot or anything. So I'll kind of multitask and do all of that. And it'll take me maybe 15, 20 minutes to have all of that because you don't want to drink your water you don't want to chug the water, but you don't want to do it too slow. And it's multiple glasses because the Merigen is on its own, and then I'll have the other ones. So I'll do all of that. Then my coffee enema will be ready. Ultimate coffee enema will be ready. And then I'll go do that and meditate. And then when I'm done that, I'll do the belly button therapy. I was clapping a little bit. I started clapping more after, but I'll get to that. So I had belly button therapy, and then I was talking to my mom, and she's like, I'm very hard on myself in different aspects. And when I was talking to her, she's like, you need to go do mirror work right now. She's like, don't do anything else. Go do your mirror work. So I'm like, okay. So I have
change this.
Yeah.
Whatever this needs to change.
Yeah. She's like, you need to check yourself right now because your mind is going somewhere it shouldn't. So I'm like, okay. So I have a stand-up mirror in my room. So I went and I sat on the floor, and something that she tried with her clients is she gets them to sit on an ottoman, and it's she also has a stand-up rectangle mirror, but it's freestanding. So she puts it in front of them and gets them to put their arms around it and like they're hugging themselves. And the mirror is like right in front of your face. So I have my stand-up mirror. So she told me that. So I sat on the floor and my cat had come in my room and I closed my door. And he's just kind of in the background. I couldn't see him, but he's like kind of watching me do this, which is kind of funny. So I'm like hugging my mirror and I'm saying the oath to myself. And I said it because in the course in Mexico, when Dana was talking to me, she's like, you need to be doing this 10 times in the morning and 10 times at night. I'll be honest, I haven't been doing it. And I think it's because I know my subconscious like knows this is going to help you. And I know it's already helped me, but I'm like fighting with myself to actually take the time to go do it.
Yeah.
Because I know how powerful it is. Like I tell people all the time my very first experience about it and how amazing it is. And I don't know. I'm still working. I'm trying to hold myself accountable to make sure that I do this all the time, like 20 times a day. So the day I talked to my mom, I did it, and I did it 10 times, and it was just like it just felt so good. It just makes you feel so good to like be able to look at yourself and just show that love for yourself and mean it.
Yeah.
Even if you might not mean it right away, like just say it until you believe it. And that
It's
like
awesome.
yeah, like fake it till you
Yeah.
make it kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I definitely believe it now. It's just a matter of me doing it consistently
Mm-hmm.
because I'm doing all of the nutraceuticals consistently, but it's the actual physical work that I'm noticing, and I'm calling myself out on that, where I'm not doing it as consistently as I need to be.
Mm-hmm.
But it's happening.
Yeah. Well, it's easier probably for a lot of people, to just take the physical. Well, I'm going to take a pill because it's going to make me better. Like we've been conditioned to believe that it's the
Yeah.
it's the external that's going to make us, but it's not. It's
Yeah.
truly. You could probably go without anything, and just do the mirror work, and you would have transformation of health, of self love, of all the good stuff, right?
Well, yeah, that happened to me the first time I did it, but now that I know, like it's just fighting the subconscious.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, because it knows there'll be a change,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. But I'm
Uh,
aware, at least I'm aware.
yeah, that's well, and if you're taking the steps, that's great. Okay, so you went and you did your mirror work.
Yes, and then I do some work on my computer. Um I did back off of work a bit because you don't want to be doing like as they say, if you're doing a 6-day advance, you don't want to be working out because you don't exert too much energy or be too stressed or anything that could drain you more because you're not
Your
getting.
body's processing all
Yeah.
the message. Yeah. Hey, I
Yes.
have a question. Do you think that when you're doing um, a 6-day, like any type of an advanced water fast, whether it be 1, 2, 1, 3, 6 days, do you think that doing the mirror work is more powerful while you're in the state of a water fast?
Yes. Because you're almost in your purest form, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Um,
it feels very clean and very. I don't want not empty. Empty is the wrong word, but clear.
but just yeah, clear, you're lighter, you you're more clear-minded.
It's
Um,
like your vessel is open and
yeah,
and able to receive.
yeah.
Maybe. Yeah,
Mhm.
I just wondered if that was something that you noticed. It's something that I noticed.
Yeah. Well, the day that I did that, because that was on day probably, I think that was day 3 actually.
Yeah.
Um, and I said, or day 3 or day 4, and she's like, because there were some changes I was hoping to have seen physically that I was like, well, why is this? And she's like, stop.
Like physical, like this, like.
Like superficial things that like I really don't need to be worrying about, but I just asked her about it and she's like, you're way too hard on yourself. Like you need
Stop
to,
it. Go
yeah,
talk to the mirror.
yeah, yeah. So, I definitely like, and it felt very different from when I did it when I wasn't fasting and I was just like eating normally, whatever, and doing it. I did feel a difference. I can't really explain it, but there was a difference from doing it on a fast versus not. You'd have to experience it.
Yeah. Did you find, so you did some computer work and you were drinking, how much were you drinking throughout the day?
At least for my water bottle holds about a liter and just under a liter and a half of water. I was having at least 3 of those a day, but then there was also the glasses of water I would put the Marigin in, the Black Diamond, and all of that. Because I did the
Do you
Black
put
Diamond.
Black Diamond into your water bottle?
No, because I have Invisalign, so I can only drink clear liquid, so I'd have to take that out
Oh,
to
okay.
drink that.
Yeah.
So my water bottle, I just keep structured water in it. Yeah.
Good. And then you would just have your Black Diamond 3 times a day? You'd be having your Marigin
I
three
think I
times?
was doing no, the Marigin, just once in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I guess if you don't have a real ailment, if you're not trying to
yeah,
really move that calcium around and really, if you know, like people who have the C or, like that type of a thing, it's, if they're really trying to cure something or fix, I don't want to say cure, that's the wrong word. I take that back.
yeah.
Back. If they are really working on their health, whereas generally, you're generally healthy.
Yeah. So I actually forgot about, I guess, kind of a key component. My mom has Cellsonic, so she's been, and I told, when I was in Mexico, Dr. Wolfe worked on my sternum, and it's very calcified. So I got my mom to start Cellsonicing it.
Mm.
And that started on Saturday, Monday, yeah, Saturday. So before I even started the fast, she started Cellsonicing it. Um, I It was pretty like intense. Um, but like I was fine, like I did it, and then Tuesday we decided every 3 days because the pulses stay in you for up to 3 days. So Tuesday would have been my second day of my water fast. She did it again. This one was very different because I haven't been worked on since Mexico, so this was back in January. And when she did it, she started like down here and she was coming up and right kind of near, I think she said it was actually my God spot. Um it like I felt it so intensely that as she was kind of moving up and up, like I just started crying. I was like, oh my God, like I can't like
Not because it hurt.
no. It was definitely an emotional release. It's not the first time I've had an emotional release from the Cellsonic. Um, and, like I felt great after. It was just the intense because of all of the calcium buildup that's there. So then that's why I also decided to take the Marigin once a day in the morning
Yeah.
to help get that moving and like clear up because I blocked my solar plexus, I don't know, since I was young
Yeah.
from many different things, whether that be food, emotional things, whatever. Um, so she did that, and then she did it a third time, and that time I couldn't, like I didn't. It was intense, and like my eyes are closed, and she's like watching my face reactions as she's doing it, but I was like, it didn't trigger me to like cry if like when she did the third time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so like the second time I definitely felt it more intensely than the first time. And she had it on like level 6. Normally I can handle level 10. Like anywhere she Sonic me before, but here specifically I was like, okay, I see how people need it lower
Yeah.
because it's quite intense. But There was a point
Well,
I was coming to. I can't remember it though.
it was less intense. But I also, as far as what you're saying with the intensity, so a level 10 versus level 6, and I believe that that probably has a lot to do with, like, if you're working on your sternum, your heart, your God spot, that would really have something to do with your emotions. And that you would be, so much more sensitive because I believe perhaps you were on the edge just about to make that break. So people who have shut down, you could probably just go for it and they feel nothing. But you've released and you've opened with that marriage and you've opened with the therapeutic vomiting. You've opened with,
Yeah.
the advanced water fast and you're now and you're willing, right? You have to be willing. And so I think when you open up like this, then and it still hurts, like hurts as in it still hurts, your emotions still hurt. So when you get in there with that Cellsonic, like 10 would feel like it would knock your socks off, where really you just kind of need a little nudge. You don't need, the full intense, you know what I mean? That's sort of how what I'm hearing you say. To me, that's how that would feel to me. Like you just wouldn't want it. So you're sensitive. You're like a
Yeah.
little flower.
Yeah. No, exactly. And I actually didn't think of it the way that you just put it. Doing the water fast and the marriage and all of that, I've been opening up. So like when the Cellsonic went in, I didn't think of it like that at all. So that was pretty cool.
Well,
Yeah, so she was doing that and that's been like I've been feeling I think that's also kind of been making me feel better. Because I feel it breaking apart. Like I felt it like through my rib cage a bit and she's like, yeah, it's like doing its work and everything. Um and then towards the end of my fast, um I woke up one day and the left side of my neck was hurting. And I was like, okay, I must have slept weird. So I was like, Mom, it really hurts. And it was like on and off. And I haven't had an issue like this in a very long time. So I'm like, what is happening? Like, why is this happening? She's like, go
all
clap
coming
it.
out. It's all coming
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Bubbling to the top.
Yeah. That's what she's like. You start on the bottom, it's all coming up. So
Yes, mamas all talk the same.
yeah. So I grabbed my clapper and I started clapping. And then I was like, I remember Daryl's like, use the nubs. It was Daryl or Dr. Sagewolf. I can't remember which one, but they said use the nub side to help break it up and then use the flatter side to like keep stimulating it.
Yeah.
So I kind of did it backwards, but I was doing it and I was doing it pretty good and I did 5 minutes. And then I did the back as well. And I had a thermography done back in October, and my problem areas were mostly my neck and my occiput. So I just hadn't had any issues with that in a while, and I haven't really been focusing on it, but until I woke up and my neck was like, okay, pay attention to me. So I started clapping it. It felt so much better. I was like, okay, I was moving around. I'm like, okay, no, this is good. And then as the night went on, it came back. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, Mom, can you please? Because she's also a non-surgical therapist. So she started working on me. And she was working on the side and then a bit on the back. And when she got to it was like right in the side that I was feeling like a pull. But when she was working on it, I was feeling it over here on the opposite side. So
Wow.
I'm like, okay, so there's like I have stuff wrapped all around my head, my occipital ledge, and everywhere. So, but it was the interesting part for me was when she got to the directly back of my neck. So like just above my C7, between there and my occipital groove, I think it's called.
So for those people that don't know, the C7, you've got the big nubule there, and you
Yeah.
work your way up. And so she's talking about the groove right at your
The ledge.
skull.
Skull,
Yeah,
yeah. So she was doing that, and then I just couldn't and I just started crying. So I had another emotional release. Meanwhile, my grandmother's been staying with us because she's My mom is nursing her kind of back to health. She has lung cancer and she's done with like chemo radiation. She's like, I don't want to do that stuff anymore. So she's been staying with us. So she's sitting on the couch next to us. There was a movie on and my mom's working on me and my grandma hears me like starting to cry and she's like, oh, stop hurting her. And she's like, I'm not hurting her. I'm helping her. And then I'm crying and my mom's like, can you tell her? I was like, I need a second. Like, so
She's not hurting me. She's helping me.
It was so funny. I couldn't help. My grandma's so cute. I'm like when I got myself together, I was like, no. I was like, I feel better. She's not hurting me. She's helping me. I'm just releasing. It's okay. But like, I get it. Grandmas don't want to hear their grandkids cry, and like nobody wants to. But when you have that understanding, you get it, and you just kind of let them do it. But I just couldn't. I'm like crying, but then I start laughing because I'm like,
Funny.
you're so funny.
Yeah, I could totally. I don't know your grandmother, but I could hear her saying something like, "Shaloo,
Yeah.
stop hurting her."
No, it's funny because my mom's done treatments on her, and she's like, I know what she's feeling. Like, I know what you're doing to her.
Oh
So
yeah.
it was, yeah. So
Now,
that was like,
surgical is interesting, hey? Because, like you just said, you're like, I mean, it can hurt, but you're crying not because it hurts, right? And as soon as they stop, it's like you just release and just or if you're getting it done on your neck or something like this, stop for a second, and then all of a sudden you get this, right? Then you start releasing. So it's not the pain that you're crying about, right? It's the
no, whatever I was, and then I had to go back to the book and like figure out what the neck means, what emotions you trap in the neck. So, but yeah, no, it wasn't that it was hurting while she was doing it. Well, while she's doing it, yes, because I have a bunch of scar tissue and calcification in my neck and stuff. So that is going to be an uncomfortable feeling. But honestly, after, the relief is amazing. But she had to go in there 3 times. She did it. She said, okay, feel it. I'm like, I still feel a pulse. She went back in. She's like, okay, now I did it. I'm like, okay, I don't feel a pull, but it's like back here now. So then she did it again. And I was like, can you please Cellsonic? It's like, I don't want this to come back.
no.
So she Cellsonicked it, and again from the Cellsonic, the minute she got to the very back, I started crying. Like, and it was like kind of a build up, and then she had stopped, like it was done, and then I started crying again. So I still haven't figured out. I need to sit with myself and kind of figure out maybe what it was that I'm doing or not doing that brought that up, because again, I haven't had neck issues in a very long time where I feel that pain. But I know my advanced water fast did a lot of cleanup happen. And it's like a lot of healing happened as well. So it was
That's
just
beautiful.
a very amazing experience for me. And
That's so
yeah.
awesome. And I mean, I know you don't think, well, you probably do, but you're so young, and to be able to experience this and learn all of this knowledge that you've learned at such a young age, and also be able to start a whole new career, or not a whole new career, but a career period,
Yeah.
um, and I just think it's so beautiful, and that you're experiencing it firsthand. So people can go, let's say they go to be a dentist and they sit there and they dig and drill and do all this stuff. And yeah, I've been to the dentist and it sucked because it's terrible. But you're actually getting to come from not knowing anything and building it all up and releasing and shedding and being able to come out and emerge just beautiful. Not that you're already not beautiful, but you know what I mean? Like, emerge beautiful with all this experience that you're going to be able to share. And I just think that's so neat. I'm going to be 25 again soon.
Yeah. Well, you look close to 25.
Yes, I do. So we have a kickoff. We have the kickoff of the Advanced Day, the Advanced Water Fast, coming up on May 19th. So if anybody is interested to, that's when it actually starts. But really, like, let's talk about this really quickly. Before you started a water fast, did you have a hamburger the day before and then jump right into the water fast? Probably
Um,
not.
I didn't have a hamburger. I will be
What's
honest,
the right protocol?
the right protocol is to prep for a week to 2 weeks before.
Okay.
I, however, did not do that.
Oh, you kids.
Yeah.
But ultimately what you should be doing is you should ease your way into it. So, well, first of all, you should be living the perfect day every day, right?
Yeah.
You should be living that whole food diet, the whole plant-based, help me out here, Summer. There's a lot
Whole
of
whole plant-based food diet.
there you go. Um, you should be living that anyway. But leading up into this water fast, even if you haven't started with that, it's okay. You know what? But just start by eating some vegetables, fresh vegetables, steamed, and some salad, and then just generally or slowly taper it off. And then once you start your water fast, your advanced water fast, go into it with the knowledge or the commitment that you are going to be successful, and that every day that you get through a day of drinking the warm water and loving yourself is making your body a better body, making you a better person,
Yeah.
because opening it up, giving you the opportunity to be clear in an open vessel for your mirror work, for example, right?
Yeah.
So, but easing into it and going with baby steps, because anyone who's never done any type of water fast, I mean, people think that they need to eat 5 times a day. They need to eat, snack and all this stuff, and it's just it's ludicrous. The amount of stuff that people shove in the amount of garbage that people shove in their mouths because, emotional boredom, because they were told to eat everything on their plate, because they feel that they need to fit in because everybody else is going for hamburgers and fries, so they better have that, right? So set that aside. Take this time, set this aside on your calendar. It's coming up. Like I said, the kickoff for this one is May 19th, okay? And ease into it. Prepare your mind, prepare your heart, prepare your family, because if you don't really have the support of your family with this, it can be a lot more difficult. I spoke with Taika a couple weeks ago, and she was explaining how she does her water fast, and so cool. She's like, I set my family up. I make sure that they have all their food for the week. She goes, and then I go on. She said it's like a mini vacation.
Yeah.
And so she just goes into this world where her family's looked after, and she does her meditation, and she goes for her walks, and she sits by the beach, and she does all the things that she's supposed to do. So why not love yourself enough to set yourself up for success, right? Because not everybody has the opportunity to get away to a warm, vacation to do this. So, take that time. Oh, don't let my dog hear that.
Yeah.
Take that time for yourself, and join us, like I said, when we start May 19th. And there's a sale coming up as well. So I think that's on May 5th is when there's going to be a sale somewhere around there where you can get all the products that Symren was talking about earlier, for your water fast, like the black gold, or the black gold for your ultimate enema, the black diamond. Those ones are really important. Really, really important is the black diamond.
Yes.
Right? So, is there anything else that you want to talk about before we finish talking about this?
Just a piece of advice, maybe avoid hanging out with people who are eating while you're on your fast. I made the mistake of hanging out with friends, and they made nachos, and it smelled really good, but I stayed strong and I had my water.
Not a girl.
But, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good time, like I said, to sort of put everything aside and just make that time about you, that maybe you don't go to Red Robin's and check out the burritos or whatever it is that they got there, the nachos, right? So, and you know what? Nothing is permanent. Everything is evolving and everything is changing. So just realize that this moment right now, it's going to change, and you're going to make it through that moment when you're like, oh, I really want to have a whatever. You know what? Just breathe through it with your lion heart breath. Do your mirror work. Drink your warm water. You can have super cinnamon in there. It helps to one, keep your blood sugar level as well. It just makes you feel like you've got something going on.
Yeah, I forgot to mention, I've been obsessed with the lemon lift lately.
Oh, and the lemon lift
I've been
too.
putting lemon lift in my water constantly, and that really helped as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, my dear. It was absolutely lovely to speak with you, and thank you for giving us. That was a lot of information on the ultimate water fast or the advanced water fast, because a lot of people don't know, you know, and it's good to hear. It's good to hear everybody's story.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't get it. Like, we're not starving ourselves.
No.
We're just trying to heal ourselves from the inside and give our body a break.
Give your body a break. Yeah, we're being bombarded with all sorts of stuff. So
yeah.
All right. That's all I got.
Well, thank you for having me. I just want to say I am in Barrie, Ontario, as Alicia said. I do practice the Wolfe Non-Surgical therapy. And if anybody wants to book with me who's in Barrie, my phone number is 705-984-1699. And you can call me at any time if you want to book or ask me any questions or any advice. I do consultations as well. So, yeah.
Awesome. All right, my friend. You ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
We got this.